Hi there. It's coming up to 9:30 on Saturday night. What am I doing? Well, I happened to wander past the computer and I saw a really great question that a student had asked. So I wanted to come in and answer it because I thought everyone is going to benefit from this question. Apologies for my passion, but um, you might think I don't have a life, but actually I have been out. I went to Costco this evening, and I got a whole bunch of stuff. That's another story. Anyway, look, the question was, and I'll bring it up here. Can you please confirm when you mention above about giving examples? Oh, sorry, I'll go into the discussion. So it was the assignment 2 discussion where I mention here in my suggestion for how you might respond to this. I say here, use one example of using a credible source for academic writing in your response. And so the question came back as, can you please confirm when you mention above about giving examples of a credible source, do you mean providing a link to a website or just an example of a type of a credible source? So I'm talking about a specific source, and I thought we'll go in and try and find one to give you an idea of the sort of source that we think is credible in academic writing. So I'll pull up the Swinburne Library website, which I've got bookmarked here. And I happen to know that this student, from reading the week 1 discussions, I happen to know this student is interested in primary education. So let's pop in a question here about primary school education, and I'm going to use the area of music just to try and get a bit more specific. We'll do a search and see what comes up. So in the Swinburne Library research, we see we've got 167,000 results. We've got to reduce that down because we're interested in a good quality source. So we've got to reduce that to peer-reviewed sources over here in the left-hand menu, which you can see just above here where I'm pointing. So peer-reviewed, we're also going to look for just articles only. So I'm going to reduce it again by choosing just articles. Now it's not going to reduce that 160. Oh, let's reduce it from 167,000 down to 94,000. But we've still got, I think we've got, that's enough reducing. Let's have a look at the results we've got here. So I'm looking for, there's a journal here, Music and Pedagogy, but I'm looking for something more about music and education. Here's International Journal of Music Education. That could be good. Journal of Historical Education, Historic Research. I'm just going to keep going. See what else is here. Australian Journal of Music Education, that could be good too. There's lots of good results here. Look, I'll just pick one. I'm hopeless. Importance of look, here's one. Look, it's the same journal, International Journal of Music Education, and it's a cross-cultural comparison of music education. Cross-cultural, okay, well that could link in with one of our future skills from the future work skills reading, where it talks about cross-cultural competency being a skill for the future. So that's kind of cool. Let's click on that. This is a peer-reviewed resource, as you see there. And once we're here, it brings up, I'm already logged into the Swinburne Library, so it brings up here a bit more information, and I can see the full text here. So I'm going to click on this link to go to the full text. And this is the actual article here, and the abstract is here. I'm just going to have a quick look at the abstract. This article's it's about a small-scale comparative study. The study investigated the musical experiences of the children in 2 schools. So look, this would be a really good, if you're interested in primary teaching and you're interested in the value of music in primary school education, this is a very high quality source And I would highly recommend using this as an example of your ability to locate a high quality source that would be useful for academic writing. Actually, this would also be okay in your response to question 2, if you're looking for a source that would assist you in your professional practice, because this is talking about a comparison, a real life study in a school, in primary schools, that would be useful to you if you were in professional practice. You might find this article interesting. So you could use this article as an example for either question 1 or question 2. Don't use the same article for both. Do some more wider research and come up with another one for either one. So you have a separate article for each one. I've talked way too long. This was the example I wanted to provide. So just to recap the question again, can you please confirm when you mention about giving examples of a credible source, do you mean providing a link to a website? I mean provide a link to provide a high quality source, and then you'll mention this in your I'm just going to put an example of how we might use it. I'm just going to say this. So I can't think of an example, but I'm gonna, if I just wipe this out, sorry. I found this useful source for use in academic practice, and then you could. No, I wouldn't worry about putting the title. It goes on too long. You put one of the on academic practice. I found this useful source for use in academic practice on music in primary schools. Here's where you put your in-text citation before the full stop. The in-text citation is going to include all of those authors. Okay, I'm just going to put, this is not a correct in-text citation. I'm just going to put one author. It was first published in 2016. You should have all of the authors in here. I'm going to go back here and pop a comma. And your in-text reference, let's see if they provide the in-text reference here. Looking for cite. Here we go. Cite this. Click on this, and we want APA. Yep. So you could just grab all of this, copy, and paste, and there's your reference ready to go in your list of references. Okay, so that's how you would use this in your thing. Oh, look, you also, after you've done this, tell us why this type of source is credible. So you could say this is a peer-reviewed source and it is credible for the following reasons. Then tell me why it's credible. Why is this specific source a credible source? And you could use Metzger to support your argument there if you wanted to. Okay, that's way too much information. Glad we had this little chat, but it is after 9 o'clock and it's time to go. Bye for now.